stressing out, bro.
Yes.
What the hell?
Hello and welcome. We are live down to mics. We got a special guest with us today. It is my best friend's son, Noah Balboa Starowicz. What's happening, Noah?
Nothing much, man.
Before we get into your life, I just want to add in, I've got my couch set up with family members. So if we're going left to right, I've got Noah's father, Ty, as you all know. And then we got Jake, Noah's cousin, Ty's brother's son. And then Ty's better half, Sam. And then we have Jenny. Say hello, Jenny. And Noah's beautiful wife, Jenna. There you go. Don't, you know. Good job. Good job, everybody. So we're testing out the extra, the guest cam, if you will. So if we're going to kick this off, I guess, Noah, you're here tonight because we're going to talk about you are the number one amateur middleweight in North Carolina?
Yes, yeah. There's a few other guys that are getting close, but no, I'm still up there at the top. So
Perfect. So what did it take to get to? Well, before we even get into that. So right now you're just getting started on a fighting career, but let's go ahead and back it up since before you go pro.
Yeah,
this is going to be your first podcast.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're going to run all the way through it. I think
Yeah.
that's great. I got you before you're on Rogan.
Yeah, right.
and I'm I'm going to relish that.
Yeah.
So let's start at childhood. You born and raised here in North Carolina?
Well, I was born up north in Syracuse, but we moved down here when I was really young. So I've just grown up here, really. And between Holly Springs and Fuquay, that's really where I've always been. So,
and you got an older brother,
Yep.
and an older sister.
Yep, and a younger sister.
And a younger sister.
Yeah, it was a weird thing to be raised in the South by Northerners. Everybody gets confused. Yeah. I sound weird when I talk, so.
Yeah, it's fun down here. I think the weather's much better. Do you miss the snow?
No, actually. I could convince myself to go back and live up there, but I think North Carolina is it's one of the best places in my opinion, just because you have it's like a melting pot of everything. It's got the beach, the mountains, farmland, cities. You got everything here.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I like it. So how was school going through high school, and did you have were you the popular kid or
No.
See, I guess what I'm getting at is when you start a career in fighting, I'm just wondering how the younger years went. Was it difficult, or did people, were you getting made fun of, or what drives you to step in the ring?
I used to get picked on a little bit back when I was real fat in middle school, but
Nobody's ever mentioned that on this show. You were fat?
I kind of maintained the same group of friends through middle school and high school with the addition of a couple people, but I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't really want to get to know a lot of people.
I got you.
I kept to myself for the most part, and I actually hated sports and working out for a really long time.
Well, I know your older brother was kind of big into football.
Yeah. I tried out for football once, rolled my ankle, and said, fuck that. So
You were done?
yeah, I was like, I'm done. That was a disappointing phone call from my dad.
Yeah. So did that intimidate you at all, though, that your older brother was really good at football? And did you feel like you had to fill shoes, or you were like, well, if I rolled my ankle already, this is not even going to work?
I just wanted to see what it was all about, and then I saw what it was about, and I was like, no. I mean, I was a lazy kid for the most part. I only ever did enough schoolwork to get by instead of trying to reach my full potential. So
I got you.
I just like to sit on the back burners when I was young.
So if we skated through and we got through high school, what what where did you go from there?
Well, I went to college, but I mean that didn't last long. All the all
So
the
you
work
didn't
that
finish the
no,
okay.
I mean I guess technically I got kicked out, but I dropped out because they said you can't come back, and I was like I didn't plan on it. So
Oh, I got you.
uh,
Where
That's my family.
well, I discovered like martial arts. Well,
Well, yeah, get into that. If that's what happened in the college years, that's
Well,
what I want to know about.
I trained when I was younger, like 10 to like 12 or something along those lines. In that area, I did boxing and taekwondo.
Okay.
I don't really credit that too much to my skill now, just because it's just so different.
No, but it's something that got you into.
Yeah, I was in love with it, and then I fell out of love with it, and when I went to college, and I kind of like I started to work more than I was going to class. And
What were you doing?
Working at a car wash, which is where I met my wife, actually.
Oh.
So yeah, she went.
Was she driving in to get her car washed? And
the first time I saw her, yeah, she came with her dad to come get their truck cleaned.
Oh. Did you spend a little extra time on her window?
The boss there used to work me like a dog, so no, I just had to watch from a distance, and. But then one day she just started, like, she pulled up and he was like, "We got a new girl." I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right." I was like, "That's what I'm talking about."
So she started working there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's pretty serendipitous that you seen her drive in.
Yeah.
And then actually recognize that now she works here. It's like, so while I'm talking to Noah, Ty, would you pass that microphone over to Jenna for a second?
Oh, shit.
I got a question. So school's kind of fading, but you're working at the car wash, and now your future wife has also just started a job at the car wash.
Mm-hmm.
Is this when you started mixed martial, like boxing, or what did you start that got you rolling down this hill?
I started watching jiu-jitsu tournaments and matches and stuff, so like a lot of Eddie Bravo invitationals and,
like online.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just something about it, like when I was watching it in my head it just felt like I understood what I was, which I'm sure everybody can think that to an extent, but I just felt like I had a really good understanding of what I was seeing.
Okay.
And I was like, I wonder if I could give this a shot,
Yeah, sure.
So
with that being said, Jenna, did you get a job at the car wash intentionally to get closer to Noah?
I mean, I guess I didn't.
Hold it real close, sweetheart.
I guess I didn't really know too much about him. I mean, I saw him briefly when we showed up.
So when you guys got your truck washed, and did you notice Noah then? Or is he just noticing you at this point?
I didn't notice a whole lot because my father was telling me the whole time how he's going to make me apply there. So.
Oh, okay.
Focused on damn now.
So we got Dad to thank for this.
yeah. In a sense.
Okay. Well, let's just finish up this brief questions with once you started working there, did you now notice that Noah's been staring at you every day? And...
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially when she wasn't facing me.
Okay. Well, that's what I was wondering. So, that's pretty cool, that happened and that's how you met. We can dig into that a little bit more when we get to the point where you guys are actually tying the knot. But so right now you've started watching it online, and
my mother found out that I was starting to like watch martial arts, and I was, we always watched UFC right here, when I was growing up, and I always really liked Cain Velasquez, and so when I really started to get into it, she kind of took notice, and she bought me tickets to UFC Charlotte.
Okay.
And the main event was Derek Brunson's versus Jacare Souza, which I went and I had a amazing time. It was insane. I'd never been to something like that before, and the energy was just like different. And it really it inspired me, and I just so happened after that to come across Derek Brunson's page for his gym that he had in Wilmington.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this is in North Carolina, and I'm in North Carolina, and I still got some financial aid left. So,
well, your math works.
Yeah. So I dropped everything and moved out there, and that was where it really all started. Which, I mean, that guy is.
So you dropped the car washing gig.
Yep.
To move to Wilmington.
Yep.
Were you guys dating at this point?
Yeah, I'm. We started dating. Well, technically, I took her on a date like the first night that she worked, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Well, way to act fast.
Yeah.
Then, well, he already knew you for months. You were already in the Rolodex. You didn't know it yet.
The Valentine's Day of 2018 was when we played it smart, so I could try to remember easily.
Okay.
That's when we started. So
so what happened when you dropped everything and went out to Wilmington?
I just started training my butt off and realized how much I really suck and that I need to get a lot better. And I have to give so much credit to Derek, because I was literally like just some young kid who came in and was like, this is what I want to do with my life. And he did everything in his power. He took me under his wing and showed me as much as he possibly could before I had to eventually leave Wilmington. But I mean, I'm talking through any and everything. I mean, I was doing my strength and conditioning with him. I was training with him, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
And of course they shut everything down, and we tried to kind of have like a
quiet fights.
A speakeasy of sorts for the gym, but that didn't really last too long. So he literally would have me training with him in his garage for hours. And
wow,
I mean, he put so much effort into it. I mean, he's just got such
shout out to Derek Brunson.
Yes, man.
Way to go, brother.
He's one of the most stand-up guys you'll meet, especially in the fight game.
Well, that's great that he saw your potential. Mm-hmm. And wanted to push you forward. That's the make it or break it. Meeting somebody like that and actually getting that opportunity to further yourself.
Yeah.
So my guess is when you start getting into this, the first thing you do is go, holy shit, I am out of shape.
Yeah.
I just, how do you, because sometimes I'll get to the 10th sit up and be like, what am I doing? I really want a donut. But it's, the conditioning's always been, that takes so much discipline to get yourself to where you're not going to get tired.
Mm-hmm. And it took a long time for me to get there. I had the wrong outlook on it for a long time, where I thought if I just worked hard enough that it didn't, I didn't take care of my diet. I didn't really do a lot of, I didn't do a whole lot of anything outside of training for a little while there. And then once I realized that it's very necessary.
What's necessary?
The strength and conditioning, the cardio outside of which the best cardio for fighting is fighting. So,
okay.
Well,
that's kind of what I'm getting at is what is the regimen to better that stamina? Is that sparring?
That and when in the beginning it was, but I've found that my gas tank has gotten better since, and science has come a long way since then as well, as far as fighting goes. And there's conditioning programs now that are designed specifically to increase your gas tank and make it last longer, which I, after multiple very long fights, I've learned is a blessing to have now, because if I didn't have that before those fights, it would have been bad. I was for the most part, except for my first fight, I was able to finish it pretty quick. So
Yeah.
and I was very tired after my first fight. That was rough.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm sure the nerves get you too on the first fight.
Yeah, I was terrified. When I was standing there, I was just like, "What the fuck am I doing with my life?" and then I got hit, and I was like, "All right, we're in it. Like, let's go." You know.
Well, if I had to tell a story, it would be this, just so I can at least relate to you a little bit. I think I was 22 or 23. Raleigh had a tough man.
Yeah.
And I had somebody say, "Hey, go do it." Now, from the occasional, I used to work a door, and throwing people out of a bar is one thing. Drunk guys, they're pretty easy to handle.
Yeah.
So, but I felt like I was on top of the world. I was working out. I was 20-something years old, and I was like, "All right, I'll do it." And I went into this ring, and it was a horribly like the way they had it set up is all the guys were brought in. They were classified. They got your weight, and they put you in a corner like cattle.
Yeah.
So you didn't know who you were fighting. I just said I'm one. At that time I was 185 and just built like a brick.
Yeah.
And they put me in this corner, and I'm talking to this guy who's probably 7 or 8 inches shorter than me, but he's 185. I don't know. I'm talking to him the whole time, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like fighting short people and this and that." And we're just talking. We're bullshitting like buddies.
He was the one, huh?
He got called out with me. So now I got to go in the ring with this guy, and I told him everything. So the second the bell rings, he dropped to the ground, and he punched me so hard in my chin that I thought he hit me in the temple.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I had my guard up. I've never been trained. I don't, the gloves is a whole, and we were using boxing gloves.
Yeah.
It was a tough man. So they were 10 ounce or something. They were big.
Yeah.
And I had him up, and he just went real low. My shots went right over his head, and he blasted me in the chin. And I mean, I saw stars. I didn't get knocked out, but I thought he hit me in the side of the head. And, my bell was rung for a couple of days. He hit me more than once. I think I got TKO'd. My knee hit the ground.
Yeah.
And then my knee hit the ground again. And then I went into survival mode, and I picked him up, and I threw him into the corner, because I was going into survival mode. And then they broke us apart. And his boxing, he was a Marine.
Yeah.
He was trained.
They do combatives. Yeah.
And, he beat the shit out of me, but I took it, and I was happy I did it, and it was a great experience. But I got my tail handed to me. It was a real humbling experience.
I think that it's very important for, at some point or another, every person to just see what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, you don't need to train to fight. There's a lot of people that I've trained with and trained beside that they're not trying to be fighters. They're just trying to better themselves. And
I would love to go in and roll.
Yeah.
I love wrestling. I feel like I'm like 2 tendons away from half my body. Never working again.
It's that easy, I convinced Tyler to sign up at this gym that I train at
Is it local?
It's in Raleigh.
Yeah, that's local enough.
It's called Hometown Martial Arts. It's owned by Trevor Hayes. Shout out to Trevor Hayes.
What's up, Trevor?
Has done so much for me, especially as of late, with trying to help me. And ironically enough, he trained me when I was a little kid.
What's Trevor's? What's the place? Did we say it?
Hometown Martial Arts.
Hometown Martial Arts.
Probably
gotcha. Well, I'd love to go in there with you sometime.
Yeah. We'll have to set something up.
Like an orientation first, and then you can beat the hell out of me down the road. But I'd still love to. I mean, I still feel like it would help me, to do the stretching and like I said, roll. I'm not trying to get my bell rung anymore, but
Well, I mean, even like without consistent training, you go in and do something a couple times, you're going to pick something up, and knowing something is better than knowing nothing.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
And as I had said before, I got Tyler into it. So I got Tyler to sign up there, and I told him the same thing. I was like, do this.
Yeah, your brother is a large man. If he
Uh,
knew jujitsu, he
Bro,
would be dangerous.
I'm telling you. And well, he's like, I'm just trying to get good enough to beat you. And I'm like, well, I was like, you got a long way to go, buddy. Before size is the difference.
Yeah,
You got a
yeah.
long way to go. But it's good for you. Like, you're gonna get in better shape.
Yeah.
You're better prepared to handle any situation that you get into outside. Like,
Sure.
because people are fucking crazy, and you just never know, and you can't always run away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I would love to just trim down this keg into like a 12-pack.
yeah.
Like not so much a 6-pack or a washboard. Just bring it in so my belt doesn't hurt.
Well, abs are overrated. So.
Yeah.
Surgery. That's what's going to happen. Surgery.
Oh. So where are we at now? I'm sorry. I got us off track.
Well,
So
I left Wilmington and moved back to Raleigh during COVID.
so no fights happened yet.
No,
You're
no.
just training. You're
Yeah.
training with Derek in his garage,
Yeah.
and now you're coming back to Raleigh.
Yeah, I wanted to fight, but truthfully, I'm happy I waited because I just made my debut in 2023,
Uh-huh.
which, I'm glad I did wait. I ended up tearing my ACL and had to get it reconstructed, and that took about a year and a half just to come back
So
from.
pre-2020, you're training.
Yes.
2023 is when you finally stepped out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And luckily, I had all that experience, and I had found a gym in. We had left Raleigh. I was just training in my garage, training with my brother, training with friends and stuff, and kind of self-teaching myself based off of videos that I had from Derek's gym, and that
That's after leaving Derek's and coming
Yeah.
back.
yeah.
So
and-
now you're just training with friends. Okay.
Yeah, I had Matt set up in my garage and everything.
Where are you working now? So you're obviously still with Jenna,
Yeah.
and Jenna didn't go to Wilmington with you.
She did. Yeah.
Oh, she did.
Yep.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So you quit the job as well.
Yeah. And then we got another
You
job.
just got the job and you left that job.
And then when
Well,
we
she
went to-
loves you, buddy.
Yeah, and yeah, well, wait till you get this, right? We went to Wilmington and we got a job together at Enterprise as well. She started at Lowe's, but that shit sucked. So I got her a job over at Enterprise with me, and I mean, dude,
Was it an Enterprise on its own, or was it an
It was-
Enterprise in like the airport?
at the international airport in
Okay.
Wilmington? Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people don't prefer to work with their significant others, but I mean, dude, we're like a power team when we are trying to get shit done,
Nice.
especially like in a job format. It's just very easy,
Okay.
and
So how
yeah,
grab the mic, Jenna. I got another question.
Let me get that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Keep it real close. This is not expensive hardware. You almost got to talk to this part of it. But so, how'd your dad feel about all this? Just getting your job and then leaving with a strange car washing boy to go to Wilmington.
We frankly didn't care.
You didn't care? I mean, but was he uncomfortable with it? Was it like, hey, what are you doing? Do you have a
He
good
really
relation?
questioned it.
Do you have a good relationship with your parents?
With my mom.
With your mom? Okay, so
We're big on doing what we want to do,
sure.
and it doesn't really matter what everything else is that's going on. Whenever we collectively want to do something together, we just do it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I will say.
Well, if you're a
you know,
team, you're a team.
I
Yeah.
had family members that questioned my decision, but nobody tried to stop me because I think they saw how confident I was that we were going to work.
Well, that's great, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. Has he come around to you guys being committed to each other and actually being proactive
Yeah.
and what's
I
I
would
think
say
that's
so.
good because family it's pretty important.
It is, yeah. It took a little while, but yeah, eventually, because and that's another very satisfying part is that a lot of people say they're going to get into it and do it, and then they tend to not get the results. But I was able to get the results.
Yeah,
and,
which is great. I mean, you guys push forward, but I mean, not just getting yourself to where you're about to go pro, but I think what I mean by commitment is you guys to each other.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
That's the only two things that I value most is her and fighting.
And that's
Those are
great.
the
And I
two
think
things
that's
that
I
got.
think that's something that a father would see, you know.
Yeah.
Because at first glance, you really got to sit back and just look at it a little. You know,
Yeah, it's questionable for sure.
you know, you got, you know, a guy that works at the car wash and he wants to be a fighter. You know, it's not exactly, you know, if you had a daughter, you'd go, oh, you know, because a lot of the times warriors, and not just fighters, but military, you know, like usually top of the tier military, like special forces and Delta, those guys had bad childhoods, and they're rough guys. Most of them do a lot of drinking because of what they've experienced. So when you get, and a lot of people, when they get older, they see that mentality of a warrior, and that makes them nervous, you know, for their kid and everything. Because, you know, 3 times out of 10, you know, you've easily got the capability to hurt his daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can see where it would be nerve-wracking for him. But I hope everything works out and that he does come around, because, you know, that stuff's important. But I'm glad to see you guys doing so well. I really am. And we're back in Raleigh. Let's get to the first fight. When did you actually start training with professionals again? So you're still in your garage.
So yeah, her mother offered us to, because our lease was ending.
Are they together or no?
No.
Okay. Remarried? Okay.
So our lease was ending, and we were like, well, you know, the people that my friends that we lived with, we were just like, well, we're kind of going to go do our own thing. And her mother was nice enough to come let us stay at her house and live there for a little bit till we could afford to get out on our own. Which was in Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
And you know, I
I seem to remember at some point you were detailing cars.
Yeah, I had my own detailing business when I lived in Fuquay, and it did really, really well. Especially like that, like kind of post-COVID, like where it was like starting to open back up, you know, and people were comfortable with you coming to their house and doing that. And I mean, getting your car cleaned, you know, especially during that time, is like people were
sterilized.
Dude, I mean, I was working like 3 days out of the week, and I was making so much money. I could just take 4 days off and just do what I wanted. And
well, that sounds great for training, you know.
Yeah, and but you know, which I feel as if it's blatantly obvious that has become such a watered down market that everybody details cars. Like there's everywhere you go, somebody cleans a car for a living, and I just decided that it'd be smarter, especially like taxes wise, because I didn't account for all of that. To just get a job. And I bounced around a little bit when we got to Greenville. That was the hard part, was finding a decent job. And then I worked at like a quick lube for a little while, and that was a good steady job, but they were really not working with me much on my training schedule. They were really fucking me over a lot. Yeah. Funny enough, I signed, I agreed to my first fight, and I asked them, I was like, hey, like it's gonna be like on this weekend, and all I'm asking for you to do, because they allocate people all the time and bring people around to cover other people. I was like, just give me, I'll work half a day Thursday, give me off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because like you need that, especially the day after a fight.
Yeah.
Like you have to have that day. It's rough if you don't. And they basically told me, nah, we'll see you at work. And I was like, well, I'm never coming back. So the next day I brought all of my shit. And
no, you won't.
Yeah. I was like, I'm done. I'm not working with y'all anymore. So
yeah,
that's just another testament to how much I'm willing to give up. Cause if you're not going to work with me, I'm not going to work with you. Yeah. And unfortunately I went without a job for a little while.
Well, what I don't understand is why somebody wouldn't work with you when
it's a corporation. They don't.
You're
they don't
not
care.
looking to just get a day off to mess about.
Yeah.
This is like a second job or a dream you're shooting for.
And
A job should be supportive of that.
And the area manager he got promoted. He was the guy who hired me at that store, and he had got promoted, and he was the one I talked to, and he was the good person in the situation. Like he basically, what he told me was, he was like, look, this is what I have to tell you. What you do is up to you. I understand no matter what. It was the people above him that they just, they don't care about people. They care about making money. And so at the end of the day, it was a weird situation, but it led me into working with Stormwater, which it's an easy gig. We were doing.
You say that like it's what you're doing now?
Yeah, I work for the government now, but I was doing a private business before where they go and repair stormwater control measures, and
okay.
So I worked on the manual labor side of it, and then I got an offer from the city through my coach Chase, because he works for the city. Shout out Chase Keebler, because
Chase?
That is my brother. He's done more than I can even say for me. So he got me the job with the city, and now I'm just insanely comfortable where I'm at.
That's awesome.
I make insanely good money. The work is not hard. It's still important work, but it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's just a lot of knowledge and getting around and making sure that things work properly. So
sure, yeah.
But I didn't find a gym for a while when I first got there, and then I just came. We were out drinking. We went out and I was drinking with her stepfather, and we walked outside, and I looked up, and it was like Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I guess I found somewhere, and I started training there, and I always tell everywhere I go train, like, this is my intention, this is what I want to do, and they worked with me, and I was able to make that debut in 2023. And
so let's talk about that first night then. 2023, you're about to step in that ring for the first time.
It was there was a lot of like different things going through my head, because I was supposed to fight like this national championship wrestler, high school wrestler. And, so I wrestled for like 6 or 7 weeks straight. Wrestle, fighting off the wall, getting up, because I was preparing to get taken down and trying to make sure that I was prepared for every situation. And he unfortunately got injured and had to pull out, and got replaced with a kickboxer.
Oh my God.
And I was like, well, this is going to go one of two ways. I was like, I'm either going to get knocked out, or I'm going to grapple fuck this guy very badly.
Yeah.
And luckily it was me grapple fucking him very badly, because he rung my bell in the first round, and I was panicked. I was worried, because the dude's so sharp. His name is Andre Gibbons. He really put it on me in the first round, and I was pretty worried that I was like, going into the second, it was almost a frustrating feeling, because I was like, this is not going the way I need it to go.
Yeah.
But luckily I turned it around and was able to edge out the decision, which, and it still wasn't like it was a boring fight. When I say wrestle fuck, I just mean like I'm still active on top. A lot of people think it means you're just like crotch sniffing and you're just like sitting there hanging up out on top of people. But I'd rather just like, I'll go crazy on top of somebody just trying to make the fight entertaining, instead of just sitting there and holding position. But I edged it out.
Now, does that happen sometimes because you're trying to catch your breath?
Sometimes, yeah. It happened in my first championship fight a little bit, because the dumbest thing. So I will say North Carolina is probably like the worst state to start fighting in, especially in the amateurs, because their rule set is wonky, and the whole setup, like the commission and everything, is just very odd. It's a very weird thing to go through, and so I agreed to the fight, and it was my understanding that it was 5 3-minute rounds, which is normal.
Okay,
it's normal. It was 5 4-minute rounds, and they kept doing the 10-second clacker when there was like a fucking minute left.
I watched
in the
that
round.
one.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
So I'd hear the clacker, and I'd be like going, and I'm like, all right, cool, 10 seconds, and then like 30 seconds goes by, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, which I think
it's the longest 10 seconds
Yeah.
ever.
it worked in my favor though, because he was a huge guy, and tiring him out was the game plan. If I couldn't finish him early, and it worked out. That dude put me down a couple times though. That shit sucked. That was a rough one.
Yeah, that's when you're, I got to imagine when you get hit by a striker and it's like 2.5 minutes left, or in your case, could have been 7.
Yeah,
because they won't ring the bell. Yeah. but I mean, do you just you go in for do you shoot for a takedown? Just to try and go, okay, I need to get my head back before
so
he hits me again.
A lot of what our game plan was using the grappling, successful or non-successful, using the grappling to control the pace. So whether I completed the takedown or not doesn't matter. The idea is that I have him posted against the cage and I'm in control for the 10 or 15 seconds or however long it is before he either gets out or I give up and I go back to striking. And that's what won me the fight. Was I was dictating the fight based on my pace. Which he is insanely tough and insanely strong. Like, he's a very good fighter, but I was just a little bit smarter. That was the only thing. And because I didn't hit nearly as hard as he did. I mean, I was
which comes back to having that great corner, or people that want to support you.
And again, that's another thing with Chase. Like, every time I got back to the corner, I mean, obviously, like, it's hard to look back on it right now and remember, but the information that he's able to, like, the way he processes things in his head and then is able to relay it to you in that 1 minute alone, and then by the time I go back out, I already know exactly what I need to do. I mean, Can
you even hear them when they're yelling from the side?
It depends on the like the venue. Like when I'm fighting at Ultimate Battlegrounds, which is like a more regional, like a local promotion, it's a lot easier because we're in like a fucking YMCA or something.
Yeah.
But
it's not as wild.
The bigger the show, the harder it is. So I could kind of hear them for the most part at Fight For It. It was much harder though, because people were going crazy.
Actually, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard the other guy's corner and try to counteract what they're telling them to do?
I mean, kind of. Consciously no, but subconsciously definitely, because there's things that like
if they're like, go for the rib cage, and then you just instantly start blocking your ribs because you're hearing them,
But that's something you got to be careful with, because that could be a thing that they're trying to just get you to do.
Yeah.
So I really just go based off of a lot of instinct and trying to listen to my own.
Sure.
But I mean, like,
I'm sure you're in your own head, like, period. Because I don't think I would hear anybody else anywhere.
I just fought recently in
what's that?
Except for Ella Grace.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My little sister, I love her to death, and I love having her come to my fights, but sometimes she is louder than my corner. And it's hard it sounds like somebody's dying in the crowd.
Is she giving you good advice?
No. It's just get him.
Get him, Noah.
Yeah. She has no voice the next day.
And I try to tune it out, but it's hard, and it makes me laugh sometimes. It keeps my mood good, because I'll be in there and I'll be like, it's all right. That's funny.
That's pretty cool.
But the APFC, it was relatively easy, even though it was the biggest show I've ever competed in.
How many people were there?
Probably over 1,000. I mean, there was a lot of people there. Yeah. It was a lot of people, and it was hard to hear my corner, but I could hear the important things, I think, for the most part. That dude, Edwin, did a very good job of making me fight his fight, and that was the whole problem with it. That's the reason that I lost. because I abandoned everything I was supposed to be doing and was just like, well, fuck it. If we're gonna bang, we're gonna bang. And
Yeah.
we went shot for shot, and that's how he fights. That's what he's best at. And I should have known that, but I had a lot of fun. So, but I could hear.
Well, I think it was
my corner,
smart
kind
to
of.
stay at the amateur level. Like I know you could have gone pro earlier, but you
Yeah,
and you know,
experience is
yeah,
best.
getting that experience is
There's a lot of guys who have like 20 amateur fights. I'm not gonna do all that, but it's that emphasizing that point that experience is very important.
so you think after your next one you're gonna
I want to get another belt, so I'm hoping that I can get another belt and then go ahead and make the jump because I want to start making some damn money. But
have you made any money yet?
Not so. It's illegal to pay amateurs.
I got you. Well, it's also wasn't it illegal to pay college basketball players?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
They're all walking around in brand new sneakers and Ferraris.
I think that should change.
Yeah.
But I make money off of sponsorships. I make money off of tickets.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of that goes to covering hotel costs and travel and food. So I either break even or I spend a couple $100 every time I fight, which is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
The more local the show, the more money I can save. But truthfully, I enjoy traveling to fight. I want to fight as many places as possible because I want to see everything, and that's the perfect opportunity to go see stuff.
Yeah. So where are your sights set right now?
Like location wise or
well, next fight, I guess.
I'm trying to get in with Ultimate Battlegrounds. That's where I started fighting. I really want to get in there, go back to my roots and, try to win their belt and take that one home. It's just that, and that's another, I'm almost forced to travel sometimes because it's hard to find a fight around here, in North Carolina. And I mean, it's hard because of the things that I bring to the table and, going other places is the only, people don't care in other states.
What's that? What are you bringing to the table?
Just like a well-rounded game, like being good at.
So you're talking about
things.
Finding an opponent
Yeah.
that wants to fight you.
Yes. And I mean, at the end of the day, obviously I'm a heavy grappler, but I do everything well. So finding somebody that wants to deal with that and try to win that's hard in North Carolina alone.
What are you focusing on to improve?
Defense right now.
Defense? Not getting hit?
Yeah, trying not to take so much damage. I mean,
well, you can't be elusive and be called Balboa.
Yeah,
so,
I know. Yeah.
So it's, you got to pick one.
I get lulled into brawls. It was so funny in my last fight, which I'm sure Edwin would actually get a kick out of this. He was I had him. There was like 30 seconds left, and I cut the angles and I got in on him and I put him against the cage and I was like, all right, I'm gonna steal. Hopefully I steal this round. I'm gonna finish the round with him against the cage, and then that's my round and I win. And the 10-second clacker went off and we're clinched up and he whispers in my ear and he's like, let's bang. I was like, no. and then he grabs me by the face and he pushes me off and I was like, fuck. Now we're in it, dude. And he started dropping bombs, dude. And I was trying to avoid him and throw back, but he stole those last 10 seconds, dude, and secured it perfectly, dude. I mean, it was.
You think that was an experience move?
Yeah, 100%. Because he knew that I didn't want to do that because it would just be giving up something that I already had.
So that was almost like a like just a perfect chess move. Is like
it was a checkmate for sure.
Yeah, I got you right now.
Looking back on it though, it cracks me up so bad because it was just like I told him I was like no.
Yeah. Well, next time you hear that, let's bang in your ear. You're gonna clutch tighter.
I'm gonna need to grab a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, so experience does come out of that, and you're gonna know if somebody's trying to manipulate you.
Yeah.
And at the same time, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he just got lucky by saying let's bang and then push you off. But I'm guessing there was some motive there that actually, he was like, well, I'm gonna take this round.
Deep down in my heart, I am a brawler, but I really do want to win. So I try not to tap into that unless I have to. When I get hurt is when it happens the most, because when I can't, like when when I get hurt, my ears ring, so I can't hear anything. And at that point, I'm on autopilot, and I'm like, fuck it, like I'm going for it.
Well, yeah, you go into survival mode.
Until
yeah.
I'm back where I need to be, I'm just gonna start banging, and that's just is what it is, which has worked for the most part.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's led me into some damage that lasted, like you said, it lasts a couple days afterwards.
Yeah.
Where, you know,
the ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, and I almost feel like the pads ring you more than a bare knuckle.
Yeah, well, and I think that's almost a saving grace of MMA is that like with boxing and kickboxing, you know, you have those big gloves and you can put a lot of power behind those punches and you're not worried about breaking your hand or anything, which people still do, but
yeah,
you know, it almost like your body lets go of a little bit mentally, like you're able to hit harder because you have those big gloves protecting you. But those 4-ounce gloves, like you have to be careful because if you do break your hand,
you got to fight the rest of that round.
You got to fight the rest of the fight.
Yeah,
bro.
you got to fight the rest of the fight.
Yeah, so like I don't really drop really big bombs unless I either have a very advantageous position on the feet or I'm on top. If I'm on top, I will try to snap my hand on your face. Like,
so are you are you allowed to do like what Bas Rutten does where he's open hand?
I could do
punch?
that.
You can do that?
I could, but
okay.
the hard part is that, you know, back then they fought bare knuckle and all you could do was palm strikes. So with the gloves, so the biggest thing with MMA gloves is that you have your hand wraps and wrist support is the most important thing because you don't want your hand bending too much.
Yeah.
So I always get my hands wrapped for grappling for the most part, and so my wrist is always very like tight. So with the gloves and the tape and the wraps, it's hard to like bend your wrist up like this and actually hit someone clean.
I gotcha.
So it's just easier to just do hammer fists. In my opinion, that's the easiest thing to do.
So the first fight 2023 and then we talked about a few others. I mean, where are we when did you get married?
April of this year.
April of this year.
Yeah.
Fresh.
It feels like it's been a long time, but it really hasn't been that long. So
hey, you remember when we quit the car washing place?
No, she's a good one.
Yeah.
So she stuck with me through all of the craziness that has been me getting started in all of this. So.
Oh, I'm sure the craziness is just beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's great. I think that's great. So have we gone through almost every fight? I know
basically. My second and third ones were they were more so
knockout.
One was a Von Flu, which you don't see very often.
A Von Flu?
Yeah, it's almost like a counter to like when someone tries to guillotine you.
Okay.
It's just like one of those catchy things where it's funny, I did it. We drilled it the week of my fight. We were doing Von Flus and then I took him down and he didn't let go and I was like, oh, you're fucked. It's over. Like I'm about to end this fight and this is going to be over. So that one was.
Is that the one you were smiling? I know there was one where you were smiling in the corner. We actually got a picture of you looking at your family and just big old grin on your face.
Jiu-jitsu match. That was actually grappling match. That we were at. You stopped and smiled while she took a picture.
Oh yeah, that was
in
grappling.
The middle of the match.
Yeah. That was a fucked up situation because I was supposed to grapple with this dude from America Top Team, but then they were like, oh no, he has too much experience. You can't go with him. So they put me with they gave me 2 matches with guys who were like half my size. And I was like, well, all right, we know how this is going to go. I 2 rear naked chokes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so I was just kind of smashing those dudes. And I was just sitting there and
having fun.
Yeah. I looked up, I saw a camera, so I smiled at it. Derek was trying to get me to do some crazy shit to those guys. So I just played the safe route and did rear naked chokes. But
so where did Balboa? Where'd you get that?
They've called me that since I was like a baby, basically, right?
And Tris.
yeah,
And Tris gave you that nickname.
Noah
Balboa.
They've just,
Tristan.
they've always called.
Shout
me
out
that.
Tristan.
It's just ironic
Noah
that
Balboa.
that's what. When I started fighting, I was like, well, I mean, that works. So
Yeah.
I'll just I'll do it. You know.
It rolls right off the tongue, which I think is important when you want
exactly.
you want a good catch for people. And
just so happens I take a lot of
I
damage.
think a few people know that name.
yeah, right. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, better half. Just my better half's off camera, but I'm gonna make her a Mr. Wilson fence so she can come in here. You know, I'll just put her above the back of the fence, and we'll just see her eyes and top of her head. Hey, neighbor. But man, oh man, I got to tell you what. I think this is great, Noah. I couldn't be prouder.
Thank you.
I think it's awesome. I do want to have you beat me up a few times. I'd love to come down to Raleigh and get beat up.
Of course.
I'm not opposed to that. I've got some old man strength left in me.
Hey, it's important.
I've got about, I don't know, if I had to be honest, I might have 20 seconds in the tank. If you last that 20 seconds, I'm over.
I can take it slow. It's okay.
Thank you. That's the first. That's what I'll be whispering in your ear. Don't hurt me, please.
I'll talk back to you. It's okay. I'll tell you everything's gonna be fine. I'll pet your head a little bit.
Oh, I hate that I'd have to just take that. I really do. I hate that.
Jenny, you better be recording that if it happens.
But I would still love to do it. I think it would. Man, wrestling's something I used to love doing in the backyard. And your father can attest to that. And the crazy thing is every time I've ever done it, it was with somebody around 280 pounds.
Yeah.
300 pounds. So I'm used to these monstrous people. I've never actually, because, you put a few drinks in you and you're like, the giant.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. And that's how I like doing it back in the day. And I had a pretty good hip throw.
Yeah.
I hip threw a really large man over here, and then we actually fell into my shed, and it was just a bit, we were both like, we're too old for this.
All my friends are smaller than me, so it works out. But the bad thing is that outside of fight camp, I have like a really bad problem with food, so I blow up to like in between the last two fights, I've gotten up to like 220.
Nice.
So when I go, no, it's not. It's not nice. Every time I go train somewhere, I have to train with heavyweights because I'm that big. And dude, heavyweights suck. After like the fourth or fifth round, it's terrible.
I think if I had a weight that I should be in a ring, it would probably be 185. Yeah, but I'm 235 right now.
I feel like it's the most average. That and 170, I feel like is the most average. 155 is. I mean, there's a lot of those guys.
I'll never see 155.
No,
again.
Me neither. No,
I'll never see that.
I joke about it, but I'll never do it.
You'd be a massive 155.
Fucking ridiculous. Well, everyone told me when I first started, especially that they're like, "Oh, you'll do 170. You'll do 170," but 185 is just.
So speaking of that, how hard is it for you to blow up and drop back? I mean, what? So middleweight, what is that? Is that 185?
Yeah, it's 185.
So. How hard is it to get to? That's like 30 pounds.
Yeah, it's basically just a lot of diet, and I have a really good nutritionist. He's retired from the game, so I won't try to expose him too much. But he helps me as far as like calorie counting and making sure I'm getting.
You know who you are. Shout out to you, brother.
It's Eric. I'll say it's Eric, but he has really opened my eyes as to what I really need to do in order to get down to where I need to go. And truthfully, I have no business being that big, but it's just when I don't have a fight, and especially when I'm driving around in that Greenville truck, and I'm like, ooh, there's a bakery right there. There's a bakery next to this stormwater pond. Why wouldn't I stop and grab a cookie? You know? Or 12.
Yeah.
But,
I've earned this, and then by the 9th cookie, you're crying.
Yeah, 6 donuts in the morning when I get to work. Something little, but it's something I need to get a hang of.
I
but,
think
you
I
know.
do. I do that a lot because I'll start running.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really lose weight, but I feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
yeah.
I'm like, I've earned this.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'll
yep.
start. I'll
I
eat
justify it
myself a half
easily.
gallon of ice cream. You know, I earned this. This is mine. And then
And
next
I'm
thing
big
you know,
on chocolate. Chocolate is my vice. Like,
Yeah?
it's hard to say no. Even when I'm dieting, I find the best low calorie chocolate snacks that I can make. Or
there's
eat.
got to be that celebration day. Like after the fight, you're like,
yeah,
give
so-
me everything.
Yes.
Yes.
So right after the fight, no matter what, I go out and I eat. And
Yeah.
I pig the fuck out as bad as possible.
Look out, Golden
Yeah.
Corral.
I give myself a whole week of
Okay.
because I'm not normally, I'll take about a week off of training, especially if I take a lot of damage.
Some recovery time. And
I use that recovery time to gain as much weight as possible, apparently. And
There you go.
But I order these half-pound brownies off the internet, and I eat those.
half-pound brownies.
Half-pound brownies, yeah. We split them. She takes 2 bites and then gives me the rest. So I eat like 3/4 of a pound of a brownie for 4 nights straight at least, because there's 4 of them in a pack. But
That's awesome. I think that's great. And it's I know for sure that you got a proud dad over there.
I hope so.
Oh, you don't have to hope.
Well, you should have. I mean, I'll tell you what. Like you said, watching you fight at Down to Mike's
Yeah.
on that big screen, I got goosebumps right now talking about it. We were through the roof down here. I mean, through the roof. It was so awesome to be able to cheer you on.
Yep.
From where we used to cheer GSP, and,
Mhm.
and you'd be down here watching the fights with us, and then
Yep.
and it was just wild.
That was
and
truthfully probably one of my hardest fights. I mean, that was the most adversity I've ever faced in a fight, and
it was nerve wracking.
that guy
to
is a
watch.
fucking monster. Hunter Frazier is a fucking stud, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, and I say this so that I can brag a little bit. I'm the only person he hasn't knocked out. He almost got me. I was on the verge of being not awake, but
Yeah.
everyone else, he has knocked everybody else out that he's fought. He actually just went pro. He's 2-0.
Really?
Pro now. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So I hope he continues to go on and absolutely kill it. And I'm sure somewhere down the line we'll probably end up seeing each other again.
So what's is going pro a decision?
Yeah, so like I could go pro after my first fight if I wanted to. It depends on the state, and so like North Carolina, they require a certain amount of fights, but you could go to Virginia and have one amateur fight, and then they're like, Virginia, they don't give a fuck, they don't care about anything. So
Yeah.
they'll let you go pro after one fight if you want to. But I really try to focus on learning and making sure that transition is seamless, so that I look like a professional, and they're like, holy crap, he needs to be professional, and that's when it's time to make that transition.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I think that's great, and I can't wait to see Down to Mike's on your back when you're out there.
Yeah, no, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it, dude. I still
Did you
need
see
to-
that episode?
Yeah,
where
I did.
you know?
I did. Yeah. I gotta work this. I gotta work it out. There's a kit I need to buy so I can test it out. But
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, obviously, I'm just kidding, but that would that'd be so wild to get a shout out.
yeah, man.
I'd lose myself.
I would hope the one that I'm considering buying, I hope that it's like as good as it says it is, because that would be very convenient for me.
As far you mean the printing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a marker, so I could print out a stencil and like shade it in on like my back or something. But
That's wild.
putting all of it on my my gear has proved to be difficult, to say the least. So
You mean like the embroidering or the?
yeah, and even like my last fight, I sent them all my sponsors, but they were put on my shorts, but they're like this big, so like you couldn't see any
can't
of
see
them.
it.
Yeah, so hopefully I can do that and it's still okay. It doesn't like drip off or anything like that. That's the main thing I'm worried about. Is if I can wear it in training and it doesn't come off, then I'm confident that it'll be fine. But
I think the one thing that drives me nuts about sponsors in the ring
Mhm.
is this poor man just got done having the fight of his life, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And you're over there trying to rip a shirt back on the floor. You know, his arms half tore off, and you're like picking it up, trying to put a shirt on him.
After my 5-rounder, it was my idea to put the shirt on. I could have just left it off, but for some reason, I don't know if I felt awkward or something. I was just like started trying to put it on, and then I realized I was so tired I could not. I told my corner, I was like, please just do it for me,
Just
please.
to put the shirt on, yeah. But you know, well, I know why they're throwing it on, because your sponsors are on the shirt.
Yeah,
you know, in
yeah.
most professional fight, or you know, and I'm like, man, just give that guy a couple of minutes. You know, he just won a 5-rounder or whatever. You know, just drape it over his shoulders or something, or hang it, you know, like the banners. You know, hold the banner up for a second. Leave the poor guy alone.
Those temp tattoos would come in handy.
Yeah, it would, you know, because then you don't have to get bombarded by your corner when you know you're about to get talked
That's
to.
until I have my back tattooed, and then it won't. I can't do that anymore. But
Gotcha. So that's in the works.
yeah, man, I got a lot of plans.
You got to win that first fight, because that sounds expensive.
yeah. It would have to be something I do later on in life, but I want to have so many. I want to be not completely covered, but for the most part covered. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can't wait to see the first pro fight. We will be there with bells on.
Definitely.
And I want to thank you for coming down here and talking to me.
Absolutely. Anytime. It was very fun. So.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, you know. Yeah. So, you know, Noah Balboa.
Noah Starowicz MMA on Instagram.
Noah Starowicz MMA on Instagram.
We're hoping for November 22nd. So keep an ear out. November 22nd will hopefully be my next one. We'll see what happens. I'll keep everybody updated, but
perfect.
That's the hope.
And obviously, Ty and I do a weekly mid-drift, and we will keep everybody updated as well.
Yep, I'll relay all that information.
So I can't wait to have you back in here.
Yeah.
It's been great.
I'll be back next time I beat someone the fuck up. So
I can't wait to see it. Well, we're going to call it a night. Thanks for coming out.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.